Hi all, this is a recent exciting Blitz game I played on the PlayChess.com server where I play on the Kingscrusher. I sometimes get my rating quite high, above 2400 sometimes, and on this evening I came across John Shaw, who's a Grandmaster, rank 4 in Scotland at the moment. His ECF rating is about 225. I was black and he played e4 and I played e5, hoping I'd play my surprise system if he played knight f3 of queen e7, but he didn't do that. He played the king's gambit, so I played knight c6, and after knight f3 I played a bit passively. I played d6. So it's a passive way of handling this king's gambit, but it's only a 3-minute game, so you can get away with passive play. After knight c3 I played knight g7, and after f takes e5 I thought it freed my game a bit. I played knight takes e5. Because after bishop takes d7, queen takes d7, I've got this idea of castling queenside here. I don't have to waste time trying to finch out this bishop or anything to castle kingside, where I can just castle over here. So after d4, knight g6, bishop e3, I dare to castle queenside. He does get a wedge in the centre this with d5, and I do have to be concerned about this idea of bishop takes a7 check and stuff like that, and a4. And he does indeed try and attack me now. So he plays queen d4, just threatening queen takes a7. So I defend with knight c8. And after a4 I play knight e5. I'm quite pleased with this e5 square at the moment. He took it, and after d takes e5, he's given me some liberation of this bishop. So I really don't need to pinch it now. After queen c4 I played knight d6. And after queen d3 I was really concerned now about this again, so I played a6 to stop any sort of bishop a7s followed by knight b5s. And now he played b4. My position seems to be a bit critical now, but it adds to the fun of the game to be under pressure like this. I played knight c8, and after rook fb1 it looks as though white's attack is very strong, and black hasn't got any real counter-attack at the moment. So I just played g6, perhaps preparing f5. It is a bit slow because he's coming in now with b5. So I play a5, and I think he slightly blundered by playing b6 now, because it just let me take on b6, because if he does bishop takes b6, knight takes b6, well, let's have a look. Bishop takes b6. Oops. Rook takes b6, and there'll be bishop c5 check. So I can just take this pawn. So he's given up the pawn, but he's still got a lot of pressure now. He plays knight b5, and I play bishop c5. But I'm quite happy that the attack isn't that strong at the moment again, because of that little blunder. After knight a3, he's still coming in with the pressure, and he can double up rooks. So it's a very dangerous position. So I play b6 first. And after knight c4, I need to try and secure that b6 pawn. So I play first king a7, and after rook b5, I play queen c7, and after rook ab1, the pressure is really mounting now. So I decide to offer an exchange sacrifice with rook d6, which he then takes. But at least my b6 pawn is quite solid. And also now I can do my long-term counter-attack plan of f5. So this counter-attack is coming in now. Also I'm trying to defend as well on the b7 square. He might have had nasties like rook takes a5 there, with the idea of queen b7 mate. So this rook f7 defends this critical b7 square. After g3 I play f5, so finally I'm getting this counter-attack in. And after rook f1, f4. So his king's starting to be a bit weakened now by this. So rook g7, I'm starting to get now an interesting position. After king h1, queen g6, I quite like the queen g6 move, especially after the Fischer-Spassky match review where queen g6 was used a lot. It's pressurising e4 and white's king. He now takes this f pawn, and now I take this opportunity to play knight d6, threatening his rook and also maybe coming to the centre via f5 and then d4. So he plays f5 here, and I take because it's immune, because queen takes f5, queen g2 check, and after rook b2, knight d4, he offers the exchange of queens, and I thought that if my queen retreats, he's gaining too much space. You know, he's gaining an important tempo. Queen e4 is going to be good. So actually here I just take his queen and accept being exchanged down, because I have got this idea of pushing this pawn and bringing the king to try and block that d pawn. And this worked out quite nicely. He immediately played d6, and now I started pushing that pawn, and it's got that lovely knight support. After it reaches e3, I can play e2. And now I bring my king to get to this d6 pawn, which I then take here. So he takes on h7, and now my pawn's very dangerous. He underestimated it here, so I managed to queen it. So I'm material up now. And in this final phase of the 3-minute game, I just bring my king in, and he loses on time here, but black's winning now. So that was a very exciting 3-minute game I thought I'd share. Let's have a quick conclusion and summary from the game. It was started with a very passively played King's Gambit, but I do reinforce the e5 square. Casting queenside was very provocative, and I was lucky to get away with this. I think a key point about getting away with it was this b6, so I could just take without him playing bishop takes b6, because of this knight b6, rook b6, bishop c5 idea. So here now it became critical to try and blockade and protect this b6 square, which I was able to do with this exchange sack. And now I started this f5 counterattack. So as in the art of war, you consolidate your position first before going on to the attack, except here I am material down. He blundered here a bit with this, allowing this knight takes f5. Now I had a little bit of compensation for the exchange, and he shouldn't have really let my pawn be that dangerous, so he ended up losing material, and the final position was hopeless. So that was a really enjoyable Blitz game, and it helps when playing Blitz not to be too tired, because I had lost quite a few rating points prior to this game, and I was coming back up the ratings. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on YouTube. Thanks very much.